I'm from that, man, my city delivers like Babyface singing tenor, a vital organ, a liver. So don't sleep on the spitters, we wearing Jordans with denim. Country accents Pharrella, still rotating and spinning. Spaghetti fish for the dinner. Addicts big, always some winners. If we losing long range from the logo, wig splitters. Shooting trays, Reggie Miller hitting target to Zimmer. Detroit Palace with bad intentions, we enter. We throwing punches in winter. As we brawl in the middle, Jermaine Artest punching full.
A lot of people are always wondering, what is it like to live as Heavy Hooks? I get up, work out sometimes before work. If I don't have time, I may work out at work. At work, still about to lift and get it in. I have 5 kids. People are asking me, what is it like to raise girls? I'll say this, raising girls is a lot easier than raising them boys.
Yeah, when we get in this gas station, I'm gonna get my kids whatever they want because they're angels. They would never do anything wrong. I love hanging with my boys. Hey, y'all can get whatever y'all want, okay?
Dad.
I'll buy it, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, my kids would never steal. I don't ever have to worry about them, and I love hanging out with
them. You know, that was just a joke. My sons don't steal. They're great individuals with great character. But here's a real example of me raising them. So this clip is after we were having a talk about politics, economics, and capitalism. And I have these talks with my kids so that they are, aware of the systems and processes that go on in this world. Not that they'll understand it like some adult or some professor, but just so they get used to hearing certain terms and how the world works. And it's very boring at times, and I understand that. So during this conversation, my son started crying when I was asking him questions. And this clip is right after he was crying. I don't believe in demeaning and hitting my kids, so that's not what transpires in our household. So check this out.
One other thing I forgot that I think is really important. Now again, tell me why you cried when we were having a talk, and say it loud.
I cried because I didn't want to make our dad feel bad that our talks are boring.
Now, one thing that I think is very important is that he cares about how I feel. Is that true?
Yes.
I think a lot of young people do not care how older people feel, so they'll say anything to them. And I think this is partly why a lot of our young students don't care about their grades. It's because they don't care about how their parents would feel if they brought home bad grades. Do you care how I would feel if you brought home bad grades?
Yes.
Say it again, louder.
Yes.
What about, do you care about how your mother would feel if you brought home bad grades?
Yes.
Yes. And how do you think we would feel about you if you brought home bad grades?
Disappointed.
Say it louder.
Disappointed.
So it doesn't make you feel good when we're disappointed. Does that make sense to y'all? I think this is why we have a good relationship, is because we care about one another. He cares about whether or not I'm gonna be disappointed or not, so that affects his behavior. But I also want him to know that if he's not doing something that is bad, like saying no or saying something is boring, I want him to have the confidence to say it. Because one day it won't be me he's saying it to. He might have to express something to a supervisor, to a coworker, to a business partner, and I want him to have the confidence to say what's on his mind. I want him to be able to think about how he feels and why he feels that way. I want him to think and interrogate his likes and dislikes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think this is important. Thank you.
I'm also a school teacher. People never ask, what is it like to be a teacher? Let me tell you, being a teacher is difficult, but I always make sure I teach my students how to play chess.